Hey guys, this is Will from Life Progression Project, and in this video I will show you how to use Google Sheets to track your expenses monthly and yearly. So let's get started. It's pretty straightforward actually. Basically you just create a Gmail account, and then once you have a Gmail account you'll have access to Google Drive, and then Google Drive has a few different applications built in that are very similar to the Microsoft suite. So if you go to here, Google Apps, and then click on Drive, you'll get to this area. And then once you're here, you can either right click or go to New. And then you'll have Google Docs, which is similar to Microsoft Word. You have Google Sheets, which is similar to Excel. And then you have Google Slides, which is similar to PowerPoint. So for us, we will use Google Sheets. So let's click that. This opens up a new Google Sheet. And let's just give this a name. So Track Expenses. Now, the first thing you'll notice is there's just a whole bunch of rectangles. And you can click into each one and double click and then, type things and so on. And at the top here, you have a whole bunch of letters. And then on the side here, you have a whole bunch of numbers. So that's important to know. So for example, this one here is F18. If I click here, that one is B7. And you can see that it already highlights it for you. So it makes it pretty simple. Up here, you have some familiar ways of changing stuff like your font, the size, bold, etc. Now to start tracking our expenses, there are apps for this that you can get where it makes it super straightforward. But in this case, we are going to be doing it manually inside Google Sheets. I think this is very beneficial to understand how to do it manually instead of just entering numbers into an app. All right, so first let's go up to the top here, and you can actually grab these and extend them just a bit. So we'll make our first column the description, so we'll make it a little longer. This one will make, so something like that. We can ignore these for now. At the top here, we will just double click and then we'll give it a name, description. For the second one, we will call this monthly, and we'll call this one yearly. Let's say you're estimating that you have about 10 expenses in the month. We'll give ourselves a few extra ones, so we'll go to the 20th one and we'll just type in total. So next, what we want to do is highlight all these. So you hold Command on the Mac or Control on the PC, and then we will go to the fill color and we will make it red. So that makes it stand out nicely. And we will do the same for the bottom here. Okay, so now we will start entering in our expenses. So I'll enter in some common expenses that people might have. For example, a Netflix subscription, cell phone bill, gas or Metro Pass, rent, food, internet, and let's just do another one like miscellaneous, like entertainment, travel, clothes, etc. Okay, and for our purposes, that will be fine, just for this example. So up in Netflix subscription, we know that, monthly it costs $10, so we will put in 10. Cell phone bill, we know that it is, let's say, $75 a month. Gas or Metro Pass, let's say that's $100 a month. Rent, let's say, is $1,000. We'll say food is $250. Let's say our internet bill each month is $80. And then on entertainment, travel, clothes, and other things, let's say $300. So those are our monthly expenses. Now, of course, for you, there's going to be fewer or more. So in order to figure out our yearly expenses, all we have to do is a simple calculation, which is a function in Google Sheets in order to create this amount. And because there's 12 months in a year, we'll just times this number by 12. How you do that is, I forget how to do that. So how you do that is you go into this area here, you double click, and you start by creating a function. So we'll put the equal sign, and then this $10 bill is under B2. So it's the B2 rectangle. So we will type in B2. We'll hit space, and then the asterisk, which is the symbol above the number 8 on your keyboard, and then another space, and then we will type 12 because there are 12 months. Then we will hit return or enter on our keyboard, and that gives us this function. So we're going to do that for every single one here. So double click, equal sign, B3, so B3 space asterisk space 12, enter. All right, equal sign, B4 space asterisk space 12, and we will just keep going here. The next one is 6. And our last one, equal sign B8 asterisk 12. Okay, and now very quickly we've figured out what our monthly is by entering those manually, and then by entering a function we've calculated what the yearly expenses are. So for example, if you were to change the monthly here to, let's say, $50, you'll see that this automatically updates because it's a function of this rectangle here. It'll multiply it by 12. So let's go back to 10. Now in order to get the totals down here, you simply select the bottom here, you go to insert, and then we go to function sum, and then you select the top, hold shift all the way to the bottom, and then you press enter. And then that will calculate all of these, whichever rectangles you selected, and it will total it at the bottom. So we will do the same for this one, or we could just do the same thing where this one is multiplied by 12. We'll just do that. So equals B20 times 12, enter. Okay, so in this scenario, our yearly expenses are $21,780. And you can see by adding some functions that it becomes very quick and easy to tally up all your expenses, and you could even get a little more creative by, down here typing in your yearly income. Entering it here, let's say it's 60,000, and then go to the next block over here, and we will minus your expenses from the total income. So to do that, we hit the equal sign again, and this block is B21, so we'll type B21 space, and then the minus sign, space, and then we will hit C20. So C20 and hit enter, and then we've calculated how much left we have after our income. And again, you could go further with taxes and any other expenses you have. So this becomes a very quick way of identifying if you are positive or negative in your cash flow. And if you're in the negative, then you definitely want to make some changes in your life by removing things you don't need, like your Netflix subscription, or cutting down on your food, or maybe moving to a cheaper place, cutting down on clothes or entertainment stuff or travel. Maybe we can knock this to $50, for example. And you can see all the numbers change down here. So let's say we were able to move and we shave $200 off that. And for the purposes here, let's say we make $18,000 a year, just so it's a little less. We're in the negative. Food, the following month, we will budget only $200 so that we spend a little less. We've called up the internet company and we've managed to get our internet from $80 to $55 a month. We didn't do any traveling, we didn't buy any new clothes, and we only spent $50 extra that month. And then of course we got rid of the Netflix. So in this scenario we are positive $29.40. Okay, so I hope that helps you. It's pretty straightforward stuff. I encourage you all to track your expenses, and if you don't already track your expenses, you definitely need to start, because that is one of the most important things you can do in the goal of reaching financial freedom, is understanding how much your expenses are compared to your income. And so give us a thumbs up if you like the video, and subscribe if you want to stay connected, and we will see you next time.